Hello, beautiful. Welcome to today's Thursday Talk with me, Suzanna Kaye, and the Organizing Mindset Podcast. I'm so glad that you're here today. Welcome to May. Can you believe it is already May? That just seemed to fly in way too quickly for me. I don't think I was ready. I just accepted that it was April. But we are already in May, which means we've got some great holidays coming up, including Mother's Day, of course. And we have our challenge, our closet challenge from May 20th through May 26th. And this time it's going to be a bit different because I'm reworking the closet challenge so I can show you even more tips and tricks and things that I do to make your master closet just more functional, prettier, have more space, work better. So I'm excited about that one. And then, of course, Memorial Day at the end of the month. So this is going to be a big month. Plus, we have Stepmother's Day, Pet Mother's Day. That's not a thing, I don't think. I just made it up, but it should be a thing. So we've got all the days this month. So a lot going on and a lot of things that are just going to be super, super fun. So I already asked you actually in the comments, I asked you to tell me, how are you celebrating Mother's Day? Or maybe you're celebrating Stepmother's Day or Pet Mother's Day, depending on your situation. I know for me, it's Stepmother's Day, which is the weekend after Mother's Day. And I'm glad to share that day with pet mothers. I think that works too. But I would love to hear what you're doing for Mother's Day. And as you tell me that in the comments, today we are talking about the small steps that you need to be using, absolutely need to be using for easy home organizing. All right. So these small steps are going to make a huge change in your home and in your life in general, because whenever we get our home settled and feel really confident and aren't weighed down by the clutter, doesn't it just affect our mood, our finances, just life, right? We get to actually go out and live and do the things we want to do more, like Mother's Day celebrations and such. So that's what we are talking about today. And all month, this month, May, we are talking about closet organization and some of those adding extra storage to your spaces, the concepts about how to decide where things go within a space. We're just going really basic, back to the foundations this month. And all of that around, okay, well, I'm also throwing in some of the Mother's Day gifts that will be super awesome that are either new to me or ones that are my absolute favorite that I think will be fun as well. So tell me in the comments, like I mentioned, tell me, how are you celebrating Mother's Day or Stepmother's Day or Pet Mother's Day? What are you doing? Mary says, I am cooking dinner for all who attend. Hubby, children, and Pugsley, my kitty. Why are you the one cooking dinner? Shouldn't they be having like a restaurant deliver? But I think that's wonderful because really, it's true. On any kind of Mother's Day, we just want our people around us. And we just want to enjoy them, right? I think that's great. BT says good morning, and so does Mary. Hi, Mary and Dave Hendrick. Good to see you again. Melody says we're hosting a luncheon for 10 here. Wow, you're going to have a full house. That's wonderful. BT says I'm cooking a meal with my indoor smokeless grill. Ooh, yum. Awesome. Hopefully you got that grill for Mother's Day or another holiday, so it's an extra celebration when you get to use it. And remember, I love getting useful things for holidays because then I have that memory whenever I use it. Lori says no plans for Mother's Day. Well, hopefully you can at least celebrate Mother's Day by connecting in some way, a phone call or something, with your son and your new grandbaby, because it'll be one of their first Mother's Days too, which is cool. So sending love and extra hugs on Mother's Day. Kimberly says, just another day here. Yep, no problem. I understand that one too. CJ says, good morning. So many birthdays, plus Mother's Day in May. Family gatherings to celebrate them all. Wow, that sounds like my December. December is our birthday month for the entire family practically. Rosella says, hello, good morning. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Well, there are so many great plans, either for Mother's Day or just May in general, no matter what you celebrate. So I'm glad that you're here with me, getting ready to get focused as this May train hits us, right? All right, so let's talk about this. these small steps for easy home organization that you absolutely need in your home. These are the steps that not only for myself made a huge difference when I started to really understand the organizing concepts and start making changes in my life, in my home, which was not until I was a little bit older. I was in my later mid 20s, I think, mid to late 20s or so, that I really started to start figuring things out. And then I started studying it and all of the good stuff. So these are some of the things that I did that made the most impact early on. And also for the hundreds or like thousands, whatever it is, of clients that I've worked with. These are some of the tricks that worked best for them, that were the easiest to do. Sorry, I've got a little allergies going. Easiest to do and most successful for them quickly. So that's what I want for you. I want, if you feel like you're stuck in a rut or if you're ready to take charge and make a big change, these are it. And remember, my Path members, all our Pathfinders, at noon, we have our weekly check-in and topic discussion, which is such a fun time. We talk about more than just organizing. We just really connect with each other. And I love that connection time where you just really get to know those few people that are in your group so well. And I love that. Let's see, back in the chat, Ellen says, don't need more stuff, but will be connecting with my children and maybe go on a picnic at a state park here in Vermont. Absolutely. I love that one. Yes. Sheila says, we usually go with my daughter and family to a winery. Ooh, that's nice. I like that too. Okay, so let's, oh yes, by the way, the 7-day Rock Your Closet Challenge, you can register starting now. It's finally open for registration. It starts May 20th, runs through May 26th, and we will be tackling that master clothes closet, or any clothes closet that you need. But we will be tackling that closet. I'll be sharing a lot of the different tips and tricks about how to organize clothes more efficiently, what things, either products or systems or tricks, methods, will help you keep it maintained, keep it where it's not overstuffed. You can find something that you actually want to wear whenever you go to it. It just makes starting the day so much better and doing laundry so much easier. So 7-day Rock Your Closet Challenge starting May 20th. You can register now. It's free. And the link is on the screen and in the video description if you are on YouTube. But this is going to be a really good one because, like I said, I reworked it a bit. So now it is, I have even more that I'm going to be showing you, and even more that I will be able to just share with you on video instead of talking about. I'll actually be able to show you a lot more this time, which is good. So I hope you can join me. I'm also putting that link in the chat area if you're on the Facebook page. All right. So step number 1 of the small steps. I have 3 small steps that I'm going to talk about that they're equally important. And a lot of them are based on the same concept, and they're very much based on small steps. So it's not a project that you're going to do. And the first one that I'm going to talk about is donation bins. Now, this is one of the things that I love to set up first thing, just like papers. I have my first things, the action file. When we're dealing with stuff, my first thing is donation bins. And these don't have to be fancy if you don't want them to be, or just don't have it in the budget. It could be as simple as find a large box or laundry bin, or the dollar store often has those pop-up laundry bins, things like that. So you can use anything that you find as a donation bin, as long as you designate that is all that it is. Nothing else goes in there. So that way it does not get super confusing. So what is a donation bin? Normally we would think, of course, it's a bin for donations. Yes. How do I use them differently though? With me, donation bins, I have them in multiple areas of my house year round. There is always a donation bin in my bedroom, near where our clothing closet is, in our daughter's bedroom, where that clothing closet is. And there's, depending on how much I'm doing of decluttering, there's sometimes one in our living dining room area, and that one's a prettier one. And there's one in our laundry room year round as well. The one in the laundry room is bigger, so that way things can get added to that from all around the house as well. So with these donation bins, the goal of having a donation bin, especially in a room with a closet and or a kid's room, is as soon as you identify something that you no longer feel like you need, pull it out of your storage spaces and your home living spaces right then. So instead of thinking, oh, I need to go through my closet, I know I'm not wearing that shirt anymore, and just keeping the shirt there. No, pull it out right then. And if you have a donation bin right there, it is so much easier to pull it out and put it in the donation bin while you're thinking about it, because I guarantee later you won't remember. And that's just even more stuff that's cluttering up your closet. Same with kids' room. Their clothes, they grow out of their clothes so quickly. And toys, they lose interest in toys very quickly a lot of the times. So having something in there, especially when they're really young, where you're controlling a lot of it too, but having something in their room all the time. So if they feel like they aren't interested in that toy anymore, or those clothes anymore don't feel like they fit, they can go in the bin. Same thing with the one in the living space. You know, if you're walking through the living room and you think, tired of that decoration, in the bin it goes. So the donation bins are put in places that are strategically easy to reach. So the second that you find something that you no longer want, it can go in the bin instead of taking up space and becoming a decision again in the future, because you don't want to decide on the same thing twice, especially if it's something you don't want. That's a waste of energy, right? Now, with these donation bins, there are a couple of features that I do highly recommend. Okay. So if you are putting them in an area that can be seen, by the general public, like in your living dining room area, and you're going to leave them year round, you will probably want them to be in an opaque bin. So a bin that you cannot see through and that has a lid. And it does pay at that point to have one that is a little bit prettier, something that goes with your style that you won't mind. It could even be, a seating area where it gives you an extra seating area for seating, like one of those storage ottomans. That could be a donation bin underneath, but then somebody could be sitting there to put on their shoes, or when you need more chairs, because you just won't want to see your stuff in that dining room, living room area as you're trying to relax. It's just not fun. Also, if you are the type of person, I know I am, even after organizing for over 20 years and professionally for over, 19 years now, I think 18 years now that I've been a professional organizer. And still to this day, I am the type where if I see things in my donation bin, I might think, oh, you know what? Maybe I will keep that one. It could, maybe I will use it. Or, oh, I think I really do love that. And I'll pull it back out just because I saw it. It's been a little bit since I saw it. But whenever I do that, I never actually use it again. It just takes up space and creates clutter and becomes that same decision again further down the road. And it always ends up getting donated. It's just now it's going to live in my house an extra year or 5. So if you are also the type who might want to pull things back out, or you live with that type who might want to pull things back out if they see it, then I highly recommend an opaque bin. It could be one of those Rubbermaid bins that you can't see through. It could be just a large box that you keep the top closed. And there is a specific way to drop these off at the donation area. Pick a place that can accept a large range of items for donation, because that's going to make this process easier and it'll make it work better. If you have to go through these items and sort them into various charities, then most likely you're going to end up pulling things out and creating a bigger job. So when it's time to drop these off, pick whatever your charity is that you want to drop off the whole thing, or maybe the Buy Nothing group, and you just say, hey, box of stuff, I don't know what's inside, just come get it. Whatever it is, do not open that bin. Do not look inside. The only time you can is if it's the kids' bin. We do have to review those. I'll talk about that in a second. But for any bins that are your own, do not look inside. Do not open the bin. Take the whole thing and hand it to that charity and say, I just want my bin back, but I don't want to see what's inside. So if you need a donation list for a receipt, Keep it inside the box that whenever you put something in, you can write it on there and put that back inside the box so you don't see it, and they can hand it back to you when you donate it. The less you see, the better, because we don't want to pull things back out, and we don't want to sit there and make those decisions again. You've already decided your gut is right. You probably don't need it. If you needed it, you would have remembered that you put it in the donation box and gone and got it already. Now, with kids' donation bins, if it's in their room, it is a bit different, because you do need, depending on their age, but we're assuming these are not adult kids, you do need to double check to make sure that what they're donating is appropriate to donate and that they don't actually need it. So with the kids bin, let them donate things that are appropriate to donate if they don't have to have them, because we don't want to talk them back into their stuff and teach them not to let go, because they will carry that into their adulthood. But if they are, trying to donate their school uniform that still fits, if their English textbook is in there, if there is a specific toy or item that is actually memorabilia that they don't understand the value of yet, but maybe great grandmother gave it to them, those are things that you can pull out. Some things you might pull out and put in your memorabilia. If they don't want it anymore, it is okay. Maybe it stays in your memorabilia either for a while or forever. If it's a special outfit that you loved that they were in, don't let them hold on to your clutter, but do double check. But if it is appropriate, let them donate it, because they need to learn these skills when they're young. If they don't, then it's going to be very hard for them later. And we don't want that. We want them to be able to make choices and sometimes suffer the consequences when they're younger if they let go of something and then later realize that they need it. Great. Well, let's talk about what question would have helped us figure that out before we donated it. So it's a great teachable moment, and it's really actually quite good for them and you. But those are the donation bins that you do want to review. So like I said, for the living spaces, I do like to use a pretty donation bin tonight on my Amazon Live at 8 p.m. Eastern, which I will share. There you go. You can follow my shop. My Amazon Lives are always on my shop link. So this link will take you to Amazon Live and the replays and everything you need all the time. So it's the only one that you need. But on my Amazon Live tonight, I will be sharing some ideas for donation bins that are a little bit prettier, and some ideas for donation bins that might be just super simple donation bins for areas that you don't need to see, as well as a bunch of super fun and unique Mother's Day gifts that are actually useful. And I'm looking forward to this one because I've got some very funny and quirky and whimsical and unique and beautiful different items that I absolutely love having in my home. So they're ones that I will share with you for possible Mother's Day gifts tonight. And then next week, I'll share some that are just new and really useful and kind of the hot items that you might not have ever heard of. So join me tonight for that. But I will talk about donation bins tonight. Some of the pretty ones and some of the stick it in the closet ones because nobody will see it. But make sure that you have either a lid for them or they will be tucked away in a closet where you can't really see inside of them to pull things right back out. And make sure that you do not look at them before you drop them off. But that is donation bins. If you have any questions about that before we go on to the next small step that you really need, please let me know. The reason that one's called a small step is because throughout the day, as you are looking at things, you're making decisions, right? One tiny decision here, one tiny decision there. And the more you practice making these decisions, the more you practice thinking, oh, do I really need that? I don't think I do. Let me ask myself some questions to make sure. And asking yourself those questions, it will get easier and easier and easier to identify what you really don't want anymore. So by breaking it down into those little tiny steps, instead of it being a massive, okay, I have to go through my whole closet, I have to go through the whole kitchen. If in addition to those times you're working on, when I see it, I make the decision, then it's going to make a permanent change in the way that you think, and it becomes so much easier, and your whole house will become less cluttered simply because that mindset will change. So that's why it's a small step, right? Because you're just taking a decision here, like little bites. decision here, decision here. And it gets easier and easier and easier. So you have a place to put it because we don't want to make decisions if it's just going to cause clutter somewhere else in our home. All right. So if you have questions about the donation bins, I will answer those right now real quick. And let me also share. So I've shared the Amazon, or I'm sharing the Amazon store link right now. And that's where also I will have some idea lists for donation bins and small step stuff that I really enjoy, and just other idea lists, as well as those lives, which will be really helpful, I think. And I just pasted it in the wrong place. There. That's a better place to put it because then you can see it. So if you're on YouTube or my Facebook page, then you will see that link in the chat. Otherwise, it's in the description. But let's see what people are saying. Let's see. Have to find where we left off. Okay, here we go. Oh, Mary says, I remember Mary said that she was cooking for her family for Mother's Day. And I said, why are you cooking? She says, I love to cook. Also, we just bought a new 2024 Subaru Sport yesterday for me. Ooh, yeah, they deserve dinner for that. That's fair. Congratulations. Yay. Fun. CJ says, yay for closet clear outs. I've signed up already. Yes, the 7-day rock your closet. It's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited as I'm planning out the different things. So I'm so glad that you're joining me. Wonderful. Nancy said, hi from Colorado, here for a few minutes, and sadly I'll miss Path Member Talk. I miss all my Path Member friends, but way busy with work. Only 2 weeks left though. Yay, 2 weeks left. She's retiring soon. Yay. So that's a good reason, Nancy. I completely understand. Mary says, Mary from Pennsylvania, not sure, but have 2 children close by with spouses. So not sure what she's doing yet for Mother's Day, but hopefully you'll get to see them. Melanie says, good morning from Northridge, California. No plans for Mother's Day nor Stepmother's Day. I had both, but both are gone now. Yeah, understandable. Well, hopefully, Melanie, you are at least going to celebrate Pet Mother's Day because you are definitely a pet mother and those little babies love you. So make sure to celebrate your Pet Mother's Day. Ron says, hey, Suzanna and chat listening in. That's a good idea with the donation bin. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate that. Awesome. Lady says, hello from Lake Mary, Florida, celebrating Mother's Day and 2 birthdays with a Zoom celebration. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, when we're not close, thank goodness for Zoom, right? Love it. Melanie and Nancy are chatting. I love that one. And so is Mary. These are our Pathfinders. And I love what a great connection they have. Let's see. Melanie says, my place is slightly on the smaller side, so I keep a paper bag in my living room area for items to go for donation. When it's full, I take it to the donation center. That's perfect. Yeah, paper bag you can't see through. It's easy to take the whole thing and not worry about having to get it back. And it's perfect if you've got a small space, then you're getting it out of your space more frequently, which is good because the more space you can give yourself, the better. So that is a fantastic choice, Melanie, and I highly approve. I love it. Good job. She says, Melody says, lining bins with garbage bags to pick up easily for transport. You absolutely can. Just make sure that they're not clear trash bags. But yes, I've done that with trash bags. And I've also had people, I've set it up for people to do with some of those laundry bags. So like a linen laundry bag that can go into one of those laundry hamper type of things or a tall bin. And that way you don't have to worry about if it's going to rip or anything like that. You could take it and say, I want my laundry bag back, but empty it out. So either way, whichever you prefer, super, super good idea. Love it. Let's see. BT says, I have set a May 31st appointment for Salvation Army donation pickup. Yay. Let's make sure that they get a bunch of stuff from you. All the stuff that you don't need that's just in your way, let's make it go. Closet challenge. I'll help you. I love it. Nancy says, a closet clear out in 2021 was where I fell in love with everything you do for us. Oh, I love that. Yeah, and it's been a while since I've done a closet challenge. The last one was 2022. So yeah, I meet the best people during those closet challenges, I love that. Lori says, gonna miss my son's house for Mother's Day. Birthday the same week. Oh, that makes sense. That's cute. But at least, they're there. They're gonna be there no matter what, right? Mary says, giving away a refrigerator that's in my basement and not being used. A friend had a house fire and needs it. Oh, that's wonderful. It's so nice when somebody needs one of those big items and it's something where you probably would not have thought to get rid of it or gone through the trouble of getting rid of it. But once they need it, then it's so much easier to say, yes, I've got that. It's a win-win. So I love that. Wonderful. All right. Well, like I mentioned, more about donation bins and some really fun stuff that I've got coming up on Amazon Live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, if you can make it. That's 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central Time. I'm learning my time zones. All right, so we talked about donation bins, right? That's one of the small steps because your brain is just thinking about making those donations decisions one tiny step at a time all throughout your day. And that's why you have a place for those items to go as you make those decisions, and it helps retrain your brain without all the hard work. So it'll make a massive, massive change. So the next thing that I love, same concept, but more fun and intentional, are the small step cards. Now, these are the small step cards. These I sell in the store at SuzannaKaye.com. So right now, especially with Mother's Day, these are a fantastic gift idea, as well as a fantastic thing to do to pamper yourself. If you're mom, this is also your shopping month. You could say, I bought it for myself to pamper myself because it's Mother's Day month. But the small step cards, this is a fun way to declutter in your home. And my Pathfinders know these very well because with my Pathfinders, every time we have a group hike, we do a small step card together over Zoom, which is fun. But this is a deck of 100 different cards. And oops, well, now it's 60. Just kidding. 100 different cards, and they each have a different declutter task on them. Now, these declutter tasks, the point of these declutter tasks is to be very quick. So this is not a declutter project. It won't be clean out under your bathroom sink. It will be something like pick 6 items in a desk drawer or utility area that you no longer need, right? So it'll tell you just a small number of items. That's actually one of the bigger numbers within the whole deck. This one is find one piece of jewelry that you no longer wear. And you don't have to necessarily donate it if you have somebody that you know that would like that jewelry. That's great. Pass it on. Just make sure that it's earmarked to get out of the house and has a plan to get out. Choose 4 office or school supplies you won't really use and let them go. That could be as simple as a pen that's broken or out of ink. So these are very, very easy ways to just slowly declutter your house one tiny step at a time, right? They usually take 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how hard the category is for you. I find that most people can get it done in about 5 minutes because a lot of these are find 1 or look for 2. It's rare to have the 4 or the 6. It's just what I happen to pull out. But also, one of the great things is if you are pulling one of these maybe each day or once a week, that is also retraining your brain by having you make decisions on your stuff more frequently. And just like in school, where during math class, they didn't just teach you the math concept and have you do it once and you were ready for the test. It's about practice, right? Your brain has to get used to that way of thinking. So that's why you do homework all throughout the weeks until the test. Same thing. For decluttering, if you really want to change the way that your brain thinks about your home and the stuff in your home, you need to practice those decluttering questions and thoughts as you go throughout the week. It does not work to just do one project every now and then and make it a big project because you aren't practicing the thoughts. But once you do start practicing the thoughts, not only does doing a card get faster and easier, but you find that you start to do it automatically. Like you don't have to actually ask yourself the questions or think really hard about most things after a while. So it's the point where, like for me, I can just look at something and decide right then, is that a keep or a donate? Because my brain is used to running that analysis because throughout the years, week after week, I've been asking these questions over and over. So it's so simple once your brain is trained. And by turning it into a game and making it easy, you don't even have to think about what you need to do, but you can make it nice and easy to retrain your brain. Plus, it makes it a fun game. And if you pull one during a time when you have a little bit more time in your day and you can take on a project, this is a perfect way to get started with a project. Because how many times have you thought, okay, well, I am just going to, look in the hall closet for a medication. I need to find some cough drops. And you start looking and then you think, oh, well, this one's expired. And so is this one. And we don't use this one. And then you think, oh, well, now that I've gotten started, I'm on a roll, right? So it's so much easier to go, I'm just going to pull out the bin and pull out anything expired or that we don't need. And you take on that organizing project because you got started. It's so much easier. So this is that super easy start where sometimes it's choose 4 office or school supplies you won't really use and let them go. Well, if you have time, you might start pulling out the supplies. And I'd say about 8 times out of 10, I find people will say, I just kept going. So I found 15 or I found 30 or I went through that whole drawer, and it breaks it down to really small steps. So it's not intimidating, but small step cards or however else you can break down those decision-making questions and do them repeatedly throughout your week, throughout the month in really tiny chunks. But the whole goal is repetition. That makes a huge difference in your home and in your mind. It makes it so much easier. So using small step cards, either by yourself or with friends, you could each, pull one and you could each do it for the week, however you want to do it. We've had people create sort of book clubs for small step cards where they get together with friends and they pull out a couple cards and that's what they're going to do that week. And they'll meet next week and, have a glass of wine and laugh and talk about what they let go of and then pull a new card. You could do that over Zoom. There's just so many fun things that you can do. But small step cards right now, they are available in the store at SuzannaKaye.com and click on the store. And you can find the small step cards. There's still time if you do want them for Mother's Day or Stepmother's Day or to pamper yourself or Pet Mother's Day, then now's the time because you can get them shipped and receive them in time as well. And we've got a limited quantity left. We still have a decent amount, but they aren't going to last long. So make sure to grab those so that you can easily retrain your brain or give them as a gift for somebody who is also trying to declutter, or it's just one of those unique gifts that you can have a lot of fun with. So check those out. And I'd love to hear in the comments if you have any questions or experience with small step cards, then I would love to hear about those in the comments. Have you used the small step cards or do you have any questions? There are 100 cards in here, by the way, all with different tasks. And they're all super simple with like 6 or fewer things to get rid of on each card. Let's see. So Melanie says, that happened with me with the little desk in my bedroom. I had pulled out some boxes of greeting cards to organize and downsize. Then I went to put it back in the desk. I ended up doing more, right? And there's no pushing yourself to do more, feeling like you should. You just you're on a roll. So you want to do more. And that's what I like. When you do these different projects, instead of doing a massive project, unless you have something like a 7-day challenge where you know that you're going to dedicate some time to it, you've got people going with you, that makes those large projects easier, makes you more likely to complete them. But on a normal project time, if you have 2 hours and you think I'm going to organize my closet, that's a lot to get done. And you might run out of energy before you're finished, which means that now you have a half organized closet and stuff all over. And now you're out of energy. So the more you can break down a task, and we're going to do this in the 7-day closet challenge, we're going to break down organizing a huge closet into 7 days by breaking it into separate tasks. So we won't run out of energy, right? But if you could break it down into smaller tasks, then you are less likely to run out of energy as you go and just leave yourself with a bigger mess. Because our energy, sure, when we're on that energy high, we feel amazing and we feel like we can take on the whole house. But once that energy dips, then you might be mid-project. So smaller projects are awesome. You can always do another one, just like Melanie said it wrong. Just like Melanie did, where she went and she did the greeting cards and then she still had energy. So then she did the desk. So perfect. I love that. Good technique. I love it. Ellen says, I dumped a greeting card and a pack of old playing cards that I had kept around because they were my grandmother's. I've had the small step cards for quite a while, but I'm finally using them. Feels good to make a decision regarding throwing something out. Oh, I love that. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. And she also says, going to use it every day this month of May. That is fantastic. Oh, I can't wait. Please tell me at the end of May how you're feeling. Not only about your house and what you've let go of, but just mentally. Like, how is your decision making between now? Like, take note. How does it feel now to try to make decisions? How long does it take you? And then at the end of May, let me know. Let me know how easy it is to make those decisions, let go of something. How has that changed? Because each time I've asked somebody to do that and they tell me, they're amazed at something that they would not have even remembered how hard it was at the beginning, but it's always like a big change. And I love that. It's a good celebration moment. Yay, I can't wait to celebrate. All right, so we've talked about the donation bins and the small decisions and having a place for those decisions. Then we talked about the small step cards, which work with the donation bins, because with the donation bins, now you have a place to put the items from your small step cards. You don't have to worry about, okay, well, yeah, but I don't have time to drop things off all the time. No worries. When it gets full, you drop it off. So the last thing I'm going to talk about, that's small steps. This one is not so much about decluttering and letting go. This is more about being prepared and just making things more efficient, saving money, all that good stuff. So this is called my gift bin. And you've possibly heard of this concept before, but let's talk about the why with a gift bin and what it is. So what is a gift bin? A gift bin would be one area of your home. Hopefully my husband's not watching today, because our area of my home that I have my gift bin is actually in the bottom drawer of the file cabinet. I know he's not looking at the file cabinet. So I've got all kinds of gift things scrolled away under there. But it is one place in your home where you can gather gifts for people throughout the year and have them on hand when you need them. Now, why would you want to do this? You kind of feel like a squirrel preparing for winter, right? Well, several logical, practical reasons and a couple of mental, psychological reasons. For one, you could save a lot of money because you can find things that are on sale and take advantage of the sales throughout the year. So that way, when it comes, holiday time or birthday time, you don't have to spend all the money right then. You bought things already on sale, so you've saved money on the item, and it's not a big hit when those times show up. So if you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or something, it's not a huge expensive month anymore because you've got a lot of it already purchased. 2, you can make sure to get people something that they will truly want instead of one of those default gifts or something that, at the last minute, you're like, I'm not sure. So I think they'll like this. As you see things that remind you of the person that you think that person would enjoy, you can get them right then. Or as they mention things throughout the year, oh, wow, I really would love a new toolbox. This one's falling apart. Perfect. You can get that new toolbox right then, because you can even have the conversation with them. They won't expect it. Have the conversation. Well, what would you want in a toolbox? What's important to you? And then by the time Christmas rolls around or their birthday, they've forgotten that they told you, and they're so surprised you got them the perfect toolbox. So having that going on throughout the year means getting better gifts, saving money with sales, saving stress and time. How many times have we felt like we're missing the celebration or the feeling of the season because we're so focused on having to make sure to get all the gifts and get everything ready and prepared? What if you already had most of the gifts picked out? You could even have them wrapped if you wanted to, but you already had most of them handled by the time that season comes along in the winter holidays. it feels amazing. I don't know how many times I have made it to the winter holidays. I'm like, oh my goodness, I could actually enjoy Christmas because I'm not worrying about gifts as much. I've just got a few things to fill in. So that is so helpful. Takes the stress out of most of those holiday situations and trying to figure out what gift and get it in time and all that stuff. Finally, the fourth one, how many times have you not realized that you were going to need a gift for something? And all of a sudden you're at the last minute trying to run out and find a gift, right? These are especially for like hostess gifts or, somebody at work who is retiring or if you have kids or grandkids, and they have all of a sudden, oh yeah, tomorrow is Sandy's birthday party. Great. Now you have to run out and find a gift. Well, having some general gifts on hand that would apply to, a wide range of people is really helpful. So and I'll talk about some of these tonight on the Amazon Live. I will show you some of the gifts that are really good to have on hand that are not your normal bath soaps and candles. Those are nice and all, but how many of those do we get? Let's find something that's really unique, really fun, really different, that makes them feel special, but that you can have on hand. So that way, if those last minute things come up that, oh yeah, I forgot it's, Pam's birthday, you have something that you know that they'll enjoy. So we will talk about some of those tonight during the Amazon Live. I will show you some of my favorites that I like to keep on hand, but a few examples would be really nice pens. So finding a really nice pen can work for a man or a woman. With kids around, it could be like a fun, like goofy pen or a pen that does different colors or something, or a pencil that smells, things like that. So that can work for various little, even, if they got straight A's, great. Here you go. Here are fun little gifts in a little gift bag. So it's an exciting little congratulations gift. Dish towels. For women, having like a really fun, either pretty or fun kitchen towel can be great with another gift. There's just something about having a nice, new, pretty kitchen towel that never lasts pretty as long in my house. There's always avocado on it after a while, but it's such a nice gift. Sometimes the gift can be as simple as an experience. So have a list of different things that you could quickly and easily hop online and get a ticket to or a gift certificate for, such as your local museum or a paint night party, one of those paint places, things like that. So have a list of places that you could easily get a gift certificate for. What are some other ones that I really like? I love having fun little, like, useful decorations. So really cute kitchen tools. Like tonight, I'm going to show you some of my favorites from Ototo, which is one of my favorite places. But, like the Loch Ness Monster tea infuser, or the little red crab spoon holder, things like that. They're just super cute, but also serve a function. Or a really nice bath mat that says something fun. Things like that, where it's something that they can use and also looks nice or is fun and brings them a smile. But having that gift bin as you find sales on some of these things, the Bluetooth speaker that also holds the iPhone and charges it at the same time. How fabulous is that? How many people would love that as a gift, especially, teenagers or people who enjoy being on their phone? So having some of those in your gift bin means you're not going to be scrounging around for a gift idea at the last minute, and you can save money by getting it when it's on sale. So gift bins, small steps, and those small steps are just to save money, save stress, save time, and just feel better about the future and being prepared for whatever will happen, right? So that is it. That is the three small steps that you need in your life, because it will make such a huge difference. I absolutely promise. Even the gift bin has made a massive difference in my life. So in the comments, let me know, are there any of these that you already use? Any of these that were an aha moment and you're going to start using them? Tell me, what'd you think? So in the chat area, Let's see. I see. Lady says this procrastinator is going to put boxes, bins, or papers, bags in each room. Very helpful idea. She says to Ellen about the small step cards. Ellen, me too. I restarted using my small step cards on the 1st. Oh, I can't wait to celebrate at the end of the month with you and find out how it went. Love that. Ooh, Mary says, I've used a gift bin for years and I love it. It makes a huge difference, doesn't it? Huge. Lady says, I've had a gift bin for 10 years. I need to organize it and eliminate items that I've had for that long and no one to gift them, those particular items. Yes, sometimes you do find things that were on a super sale that just, it never made the cut. And that is absolutely fine too, but that's wonderful. And our other Mary says, just keep a list of family gifts so you don't end up with duplicates for some and nothing for others. It's very true. Yes. And also I like to write down if there's something that I buy often, like the little Ototo kitchen things or the iPhone charger thing, then I like to write down who I've already given it to before. So I don't think, oh, have I given them the little red crab thing before? And I don't want to give it to them again. Although if you ever do, then they know how much you love it. But yes, absolutely. And you can just keep that list right in the gift bin. That's the nice thing. So that way you don't even have to worry about where you kept the list. It'll find you. So let's do a quick recap. Like I said, these are the small steps that will make a huge difference in your life when you are trying to declutter and change just the way that you think, your mindsets, all that good stuff. First off, we talked about donation bins, having a place that you can easily put an item as soon as you decide you no longer want it. Means that that item will not continue taking up space in your home. Plus, that helps you keep making those decisions and thinking decluttering thoughts more often, which is going to help you out with changing your mindset. Because the more we practice those thoughts, the easier it gets. And as it gets easier, your house becomes less and less cluttered without effort. It's wonderful. So grab yourself a donation bin or several and make sure that you have some for each closet, each room. Make sure that you have some that are nice looking in your main living areas. So that way you don't feel like it's something that's making the room not look good. You want to still be able to live in the room and be happy in the room. Then we talked about the small step cards. Remember, these are available in the store at suzannakaye.com and click on shop, and they're towards the top with the physical products. But the small step cards, these are 100 different cards with a quick declutter step on them that you can just do that one step, like this one, find one kitchen appliance. This is one of the harder ones. A rice cooker, apple core, something like that that you can let go of. But they take generally 5 minutes or less, definitely no more than 10 minutes. And if you're just pulling one of those, either once a day or several times a week or once a week, then that is training your brain again to make those decision-making thoughts and questions happen. So you've got that practice, that repetition that makes it stick and changes the way you think. So combine that with your donation bin, and that is a powerhouse. So make sure to grab those while you can. And we talked about the gift bin. Now, this one is just a great way to be prepared for the future. Know that you have something on hand no matter what comes up. I forgot to mention having just little things for sympathy gifts are also really helpful. Sympathy cards, small sympathy thinking of you gifts, very nice to have just on hand. So that way you can very quickly respond when somebody's going through a tough time. So a gift bin with the gifts that you find throughout the year on sale or that are perfect for that person. So you're more prepared later. And it just makes it super easy. Also, remember to join me for the 7-day Rock Your Closet Challenge. It is free and it'll be going on the entire week. I will be sending you emails. We'll be sharing information in the Facebook group. That's the Home Organizing Challenges Facebook group. You can always search that to find it. And I'll be sharing a number of products and tools and tips that I love, both on video lives and Amazon Live in some of the evenings. So we're going to have a great time and break that closet down into small, doable projects instead of one massive project that you might run out of energy from. So join me, SuzannaKaye.live, join the challenge. Let's see. Ron says, great stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that, Ron. And also tonight, if you've not already checked out on Amazon Live or my store, then please do stop by amazon.com/shop/Suzanna Kaye. And if you follow my shop, then you can get notifications through the Amazon app when I go live. And also right there is where I post idea lists and different products that I'm loving. And you can see the live, you can see the replays, so much stuff there, and it's still new. So I'm still building out the list and organizing it even better. But stop by now, hit follow, and just bookmark it so you can find me again. So that's Amazon Live. And then my Path members, I'll see you in about 9 minutes over on Zoom. I love you so much. Thank you, CJ. She says, thank you for all the inspiration. Must leave for the day, but we'll watch the Pathfinder session replay. No problem. You're so welcome, and I love you. You're doing amazing. One small step at a time, you are going to make massive changes in your home and in your mindset. You've got this, beautiful. Bye now.